Alright, so let me start off this review by saying if Jack and Duffy would have been the best of friends. So this episode starts off at 7 minutes flat when the first word is said. Other than that, we just got long shots. One Piece, episode 759. The King of the Night, Master Cat Viper emerges. Episode starts off with Dogstorm. He basically approaches Jack saying that you're basically free to search the island in search of the samurai that you're looking for. And in doing so, we won't put up a fight. I don't know how you can ask for a more reasonable I don't know. But either way, Jack refuses. And he states that he's only there to destroy. And if you don't have him, it's your fault that you don't have him. Jack is just unreasonable. And then we're going to see that Jack has a bounty of 1 billion. I love how they had his logo was in blue. States that he's Kaido's right-hand man and that he loves destroying stuff. Sorry for the little person in the background. That's my daughter. I don't know why she's not asleep. But either ways, we go into since Jack doesn't want to come to an agreement of searching without fighting and having casualties, Dogstorm is forced to oblige Jack in his fighting. So he basically goes to approach. Actually, Jack swings his trunks at him and he actually blocks it with one hand. Epic, by the way, but in the manga, it was more impactful than the anime. Some things were more impactful, some things weren't, and I'm gonna get to it down the line. And we see that the Minks wasn't gonna fight, and now they are, and these dudes are going all out. And the fights were all still images. I was definitely not happy. Like, all you heard were noises, swords clashings, and just still images. And then we go back to the flashback of Wanda telling Luffy the story, and Luffy basically states that he's gonna beat Jack one day. And we all know that once Luffy set his sights on someone, no one else is gonna have that. No one else in the crew is gonna have the opportunity to fight Jack. Now we got more glimpse at the Mink speed. Sicilian was practically disappearing. We saw more of the gifters of their hand transformation. The guy had a hyena. That was crazy. And then we go into a rain eruption, which interrupted the fights between the Zou people and Jack's crew. Now, after the rain eruption, 6 p.m. starts, and this is when Cat Viper appears. And the manga didn't do this scene justice. Like, this dude had an epic appearance. So, we found out that the reason why they have the shift of 6 to 6 is because so that they can keep their enemy on edge and that the enemy won't have a break, which is a devastating strategy. Because if Jack doesn't get a break and these guys are taking rests and recuperating and coming back full-fledged day after day, I don't know how you're going to beat that army. Now, on Cat Viper's appearance, he tosses Jack like nothing. Epic. Forces Jack to return into his human form. And he basically told Jack that if a samurai was on the island, he basically would be the one to destroy it. Would be the one to destroy him first before anyone else. He would be dead. Now, also you can see why Brooks says don't mention the samurai, because these guys went through so much for the samurai. Their whole country practically went to war. Now, we go into Jack's human form, and by God, is that guy intimidating in his human form. More intimidating in his own form. That guy is intimidating. And on Master Cat Viper's arrival, we see Beppo comes to help them out, and we find out that Beppo is from Zou. So he's planning to fight with them. And again, and that basically wraps up the episode. The first half of this episode is basically just still images, very slow. And the second half of this, if every One Piece episode was like the second half of this episode, One Piece would truly be epic. Now, again, I'm going to give this episode probably an 8 out of 10. Now, Jack and Duffy would have been great friends. I wonder if everyone in Kaido's crew has this mentality that Jack has. Because Duffy, who was a subordinate, had that same mentality of destroying everything. Jack has that same mentality of destroying everything. And we do know that Kaido's underlings, well, top or underlings are called the Three Calamities. And again, go and search what a calamity is if you guys haven't. My daughter's in the back making noise. Please excuse her. And the TV is on Sprout for her. Jeez. I don't know why she's not asleep. It's like 10:30. But either ways, again, Jack was an intimidating guy of a bounty of 1 billion. Highest bounty we've seen so far in the One Piece series. And we saw how easily Cat Viper and Dogstorm stopped Jack. Dogstorm stopped him with one hand, and Cat Viper comes in and basically tosses this guy like a rag doll. And I love how they stress the fact that he's a cat, so he's kind of nimble. But again, his entrance was epic. Loved it. I can't wait to see more. I hope eventually down the line in the One Piece series, they stop with the the still shot bullshit, because that is strictly bullshit. We're not kids here. We're grown. So yeah, another problem with One Piece is they might have still shots, and here's what they do. They'll go left to right on each still shot, which prolongs that still shot. So it's bad enough that you have a still shot with moving noises and actions behind the scene, and then you slide the camera from left to right, and then you go back to someone else, and then you slide it again. Like it's terrible, and that stretches the episode out terribly long. But other than that, guys, gonna give this episode an 8 out of 10. The second half of this episode definitely saved it. One Piece episode 759. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Leave a like if you did. Leave a dislike if you didn't like it. Let me know what was your favorite part of this episode. And thanks for watching.